My name is Rachel Presti. I am an associate professor in internal medicine and infectious disease and the medical director for the the infectious disease clinical trials research unit at Washington University. These vaccines have been really, really well studied, and I know people are concerned about how quickly we had vaccines available. But the reason we were able to get them quickly was because there was a lot of funding available to take away some of the risk to moving things forward before you were completely sure that they were working. And so there have been vaccines that haven't moved forward, but there were so many that were ready to go and so many that were being developed that anything that looked ready to move forward could be moved forward immediately because it was already funded to be moved forward. And then the vaccines have all been tested in phase 3 studies in 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 people. And we got results quickly because there's so many cases of COVID. And so if you look at things like the Shingrix vaccine, that was tested in 15,000 people, and they got around the same number of cases of shingles as we got in COVID. But it took them 3 years and it took us 2 months. So the data on how well these work is probably better than the vast majority of phase 3 studies, and has probably been done in more people than the vast majority of phase 3 vaccine studies. So they're very, very well tested. You are not the first in line. You were not a guinea pig. They've been tested in hundreds of thousands of people at this point without a really serious safety concern, and with really, really good data that they work to prevent COVID infection. We've been doing the phase 3 clinical trials for most recently for the Jansen COVID vaccine. So adenovirus vector-based vaccine that is a single shot, and we are just finishing up enrollment today. The vaccines are a great response, and it's wonderful that we got them as quickly as we did, but they aren't going to work until everybody has them. And even when you get them, they don't work right away. It takes a couple weeks for the vaccine, for your immune system to actually respond to the vaccine and make that immune response that's protective. So in reality, we are not looking at the vaccines making a huge dent until March, April, maybe even May. And the problem is right now we have so many people in the hospitals that are infected. Our numbers have stopped climbing, but they plateaued at a really high level. And unless we can make sure that people continue to socially distance, to not travel, to wear masks, to wash your hands, to stay home if you're sick, we just can't really afford to continue to have increasing cases, because the hospitals will get overwhelmed, and then we won't be able to take care of people the way we know how to take care of people. This Christmas shouldn't be like the Christmas that you want, that you should save that for next year. And do things virtually. Try to figure out ways to celebrate without putting yourself and without putting the people around you at risk. Do virtual parties, do takeout, celebratory dinners, and really protect yourself, because there's hope. There's hope for the future that this is going to be over. I think, there's an end in sight, and we just don't want to lose any more people than we have to before we get there.